Gina's how to make garlic bread. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your butter and you're gonna chuck it in your pan. As we melt it, we're gonna add some garlic, add parsley, fresh parsley, some salt, pepper, and some sriracha. Okay, so our butter is almost melted. Now I'm gonna add the garlic because we want it to bloom. You'll notice, well maybe not, but the garlic will turn white. So it was originally this color and now it's white, and that's called blooming. So I'm gonna add a little salt. I'm gonna add a little pepper. Be generous because remember this is going on bread and it's gonna flatten out the flavor. And then I'm gonna add the sriracha. But generous enough. All right, excellent. And last but not least, little fresh parsley. And I want to cook the parsley a little bit because when you put it in the oven, it dries out and I don't want it to burn. So this is actually rehydrating and cooking the parsley at the same time. And that's how you make your mixture for garlic bread. So what I have first is I have a baguette. I like sweet baguettes. You can use any bread in the world that you want to use. You can use sliced bread, you can use Italian bread, you can use whatever you want. I've showed you how to make the butter for the bread, so now I'm going to show you how to actually dress the bread. In order to make it easier for yourself, do it half at a time. Take your bread, find out where the middle is, okay? And that means lifting it up and looking at it, and I figure that's about the middle. When you're cutting the bread, your eye focus should be here. Not here, not here, but here. As long as this stays straight and goes across the bread, the rest of your bread will stay straight. The rest of your cut will stay straight and your knife will stay straight. So here we go, because you want even sides. You don't want one side that's like predominantly thicker. And voila. So again, I'm gonna find the middle, right? Which looks to be about here. I'm gonna cut this sideways. So once again, you can see how I'm doing it. Again, moving the knife, holding my fingers in an upward fashion, so if the knife gets away from me, I don't cut myself. And voila. So, I'm gonna take my spoon, and I'm gonna take my mixture here of sriracha, garlic, salt, pepper, and parsley with butter, and I'm gonna drape and drizzle and evenly coat my bread. Now, you can see that the bread is sitting on top of you can see that the butter is sitting on top of the bread a little bit, and that means that you can move it around like this. You don't necessarily have to keep putting globs and globs of butter and parsley. And again, evenly. You know, if you have to go back and forth a couple of times, that's great, no problem. But make sure that you get everything. This is gonna be yummy. So as you're doing this with the back of the spoon, just know that that's also pushing it into the little nooks and crannies here, and that's going to give you a well-coated bread. And as you can see, that the butter is sitting beautifully inside this little nook. So once again, we have 2 more pieces, and I used 1 stick. I think that's 8 tablespoons, I believe, of butter. And no one said that you had to use it all. So if you just want to lightly coat your bread, that's fine. You know, no one said that you got to use it all. Of course, some people will use it all. We won't, because you can see you don't need to. Okay, so the garlic bread's been in an oven that's been 350 degrees on the bottom shelf. I didn't broil it this time, for about 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like. That is the perfect garlic bread. As you can see, it glistens, which means it's not dried out, and it looks perfect. So that's what your garlic bread should look like.